The new Pokemon Snap on Switch is pretty great. Admittedly, I haven't finished the whole game yet, so this may seem a little presumptuous to make a review of it. There might be a bunch of other features or impacts on the storyline that I've yet to experience that make or break the game. The thing I've honestly enjoyed the most with it is that it recaptures the magic of the first game. The original Pokemon Snap was so much better than it had any right to be. Fundamentally, and similar to this new one, you were just in a vehicle, on a track, taking photos of Pokemon as they go about their daily lives on a type of safari tour. It was such a simple concept, but it was executed so well. And I think that's the best part of it all. Within the Pokemon games, we as the player are an active participant. We are entering the Pokemon's homes, capturing them, and making them fight one another. We then return back to civilization once we've spent too long in the wilderness to heal, buy items, and get ready for another expedition. We then learn about these creatures, what they eat, where they live, where they come from, after capturing them, and just reading about it in a Pokédex entry. Whereas with Pokemon Snap, we don't need to read about it. We're watching it happen in real time. Human beings sometimes don't even seem to belong in the Pokemon world. It seems nuts that animals with near godlike powers can just be commanded by regular people. Pokemon Snap allows you to take a step into the world of Pokemon without our influence. You're able to see them as they actually are. You travel through these different environments, watching Pokemon interact with each other and exist within their actual ecosystems. It makes you feel as if there is an actual world out there that they inhabit and belong within. I always thought it would have been interesting to have one of the main titles available with a first-person view, where if you want to catch a certain Pokemon, you legitimately have to go and find it rather than just walking back and forth within a bush. Pokemon Snap is probably the closest we'd ever actually get to such a game. So, the game itself. You assume the role of a teenager recruited by Professor Mirror to assist with his research on various islands. To this end, you, a child, are given access to an incredibly complex machine and sent out into the wilderness to take photos of wild animals that are capable of breathing fire. While you are locked on the track as an observer, you're able to interact with the Pokemon that you see. You can throw food to them to lure them closer, you can play music for them to make them happier and dance, you can scan them to find hidden Pokemon, and you can use Illumina orbs to improve their mood, illuminate them to take pictures during one of your night ops, or wake them up. The pictures you take are then uploaded and graded by the professor, being given a certain score based on a variety of different factors. Higher points are given the better the photo, such as how close the Pokemon is, if they're doing anything interesting, and if they're facing the camera itself. These points are essentially how you level up, as the more you earn, the more areas open up within which to explore. The grading on the photos can be a little arbitrary at times. I'd often take a photo I thought was spectacular, only for it to be rated as if it was dirt. Or I'd take one that's just a Pokemon barely visible in the grass, and it was rated super highly. It is a minor flaw however, and it's honestly one of the only ones I could find within the game. The photos themselves are able to be edited using the Resnap feature. This feature allows the player to touch up their photos, such as zooming in and out, adding filters, emojis, effects, just all the stuff you can expect in photography in 2021. These can be saved for your own private collections and even uploaded online where they can be admired and rated by other players. It's a nice little addition to the game. It allows an online community to develop that has no actual effect on how the game is played in the slightest. The game has the fairly standard Pokemon characters you do come to expect. There's a plucky companion who is super excited about everything, an annoying rival whose only purpose is to complain and wish they were you, a professor who says things like, "Now then," and "Here's the thing," constantly. The character I was most excited to see was the protagonist Todd from the original game, who looks so much better than his first appearance back in the year 2000. These characters do help keep the game feeling fresh. For instance, they'll assign you specific requests that require you to take photos of different Pokemon in different situations. It helps to make the same tracks feel immersive, as you focus on a particular Pokemon or area of the map that you otherwise would have just driven straight past with no second thought. And as your research level increases, the tracks you had previously travelled on will change. For example, in the first few attempts on the first track, Bidooffs will be piling sticks together and forming the foundations of a dam. At a certain point, the dam is built, allowing you to traverse on it and take new pictures. Other pathways and Pokemon will appear in these courses, which helps to create a more dynamic experience when you return to the same routes. The game is obviously filled with Pokemon, for both young and older fans to enjoy. Part of the enjoyment is waiting to see your particular favourites, so you can snap 100 photos of them like a desperate paparazzo spotting a C-list celebrity. And as a fan of the series who honestly hasn't played a few of the more recent titles, there were a few Pokemon I didn't recognise in the slightest. There were some that genuinely made me think how horrifying it would be to be stuck in a dark forest with these things, like Tangrowth. Staring into those eyes was like staring into the abyss, yet the abyss stared back. And yet there were so many others that genuinely just made me happy to see them. Just imagine, you're rolling along a gentle track while upbeat music plays, watching ducklets follow Swanna, Quagsires, relaxing next to a waterfall, or Pichu and Grookey sleeping next to a huge Torterra. The whole experience is just undeniably enjoyable. Pokemon Snap is just what it is. It's a cute game where you take photos of Pokemon, where the learning curve is relaxed, the scenery is beautiful, and the Pokemon within it are great. The game is fun. The game is simple. The game is fun because it is simple. It's legitimately just something to disconnect you from the world and immerse yourself within another.